Okay, have you ever had a stalker? Serious, real talk. Anybody ever had a stalker?
Yeah.
Okay, so there are 83 to 88 black men for every 100. Oh, yeah, for every 100 black woman. For every 100 black women. So
I didn't hear anything about education.
It's not
And Jay,
saying
I will take
education.
accountability and apologize to you, but you don't have to get irate to make a point. You a man. It don't take that much, you know.
Appreciate you taking. I want to respond to her. Thank you for doing that. I don't want to come off the rate, but I knew what I heard the first time, and then when I heard multiple people agree, like her point was validated by the young lady speaking what she just spoke. I heard that when she said it, that said nothing about women being more educated or having more degrees than black men. That's all I was saying, and I wasn't really triggering anything. The facts are the facts.
You're right, Jay. I did I didn't misread it, but I didn't read all of it. So I'm just gonna go back and tighten up on the actual language of the question and see what the numbers are from there.
Already, hey, we all in it together. Let's just keep it real with each other. That's all I said. I just rather y'all just keep it real. Don't be around here selling these wolf tickets, because a lot of women get raised like that, and they grow up the adults thinking that just because they say something, and it ain't just women, because I don't like that race worship, because men do it too. But know what you're talking about. Don't just be out here talking out the side of your neck and then act like that's valid.
This is why it's so valid and why it's very much important to listen. Black women are widely recognized as one of the most educated, fast-growing, highest-enrolled demographic groups in the United States higher education learning. They consistently outperform black men holding significantly more bachelor's, master's, and doctorate degrees. Okay? It says within group lead, black women hold a commanding lead over black men in degree attainment at all levels. Degree scholarships as far as bachelor's degree. Roughly 38% of young black women ages to 24 to 35 have earned a college degree compared to 26% of young black men. Advanced degrees. Studies from 2021. Black women held 2,100,000 doctoral degrees in comparison to 151,000 for black men and 339,000 professional degrees compared to 125,000 for black men. Trends: black women earn over 50% of all secondary and post-secondary degrees awarded to all black students. That literally gives backing to me saying exactly what I said.
Y'all got all that and y'all still make less money than us?
Well, we have to have all that in order to be equal to men in a pay grade anyway, but that's not because we're not working just as hard. That's just the discrimination that they have against women. But yes, she is right. She did the research. I did the research. I tightened up the language on the question, and women do have more actual degrees. Black women have more degrees than black men. However, we do not make more than men, but black men also in blue collar more than black women do. So those numbers do kind of outweigh us white collar jobs.
What if I told the group that all women for all nationalities go to college more than the male counterparts do? Would that make a difference? Would that help us move forward?
No. It would make a difference to the conversation because we're talking about the black community.
Okay, we can talk about black. I'm just saying, it's how we move the black culture forward. Because what you say is all black women make more. That's fine. You can say that, but most men already know more women period, go to college more than men. Black women, yeah, y'all got more degrees. You want to look at all the women. So I'm trying to figure out how is that going to solve the problem that we, with the topic.
Yeah, because y'all got more debt. Y'all got more debt than us too. Because college and debt, like,
And foreclosures.
I mean, it depends on if this is a team effort or not. I mean, me going to college was a team effort for me and my husband. That was part of the plan. You go to college, you get a degree, you do your education so we can make more money in the long run. We'll deal with the debt when we get to it, but my degree isn't just for me; it's for the household in its totality. Me personally.
Oh no, I get that. I was just stating, the facts, since everybody's stating facts.
Oh, okay.
How these degrees going to move us? How does these degrees going to move us forward? I'm just curious, ladies.
What you mean? How are they?
I'm saying we going back and forth and pushing, saying who got what, who black women make more, all this other stuff. When you can look at statistics or look at the numbers, either you believe it or you don't.
Leading in foreclosures for sure.
I mean, I ain't trying to do all that, but when I come on here, I just try to help women get to where they want to be. They say they want to be married. I figure you should ask somebody who been married and been doing it for a long time. Now, I ain't gonna say it's always us, no good. It's good and bad, but I'm just saying, how we gonna get forward?
We can move forward by everybody taking accountability. I still have a question, but Candace left. She said earlier today that men nowadays ask for a lot more help or something along the lines. And I wasn't sure if she meant like single men dating, single young ladies, or men that are dating women with children, expecting them to help more. Like, I'm not sure if that's what she meant. Like, men need more today than they needed in the past, or like, I wasn't sure. Does anybody know what I'm talking about?
With these conversations going on in the barbershops,
men today need a little too much assistance while standing in their traditional thought of what a man is supposed to be. It kind of contradicts, what they say, and how they act. So, yeah.
Too much help. It's a turn off. You're homeless, go to the shelter. If you need help, go to the shelter so you could get government assistance.
So I got a question.
Pam, don't start that shit.
Somebody just said they have a question.
Yeah, I did, but I was trying to give somebody else a chance. So I think somebody was going to say something, so that's why I stopped talking.
Nah, I'm just telling Pam, don't start that toxic shit.
Just wanted to say, the Black community is a systematically oppressed community. So the thought that people don't need help doesn't make sense. Like, why, in the spirit of community, why do we have these individualistic thoughts like, well, I got my stuff together, so I'm good over here, and if you need help, you're fucked up. So, like, why do we look at each other like we shouldn't help each other, or it's a problem if somebody is falling short? Like, why is that a problem?
I agree with you. God, I can still call you guys, or you want me to go back? Call you.
Hey, Erica, absolutely.
Okay. I agree with what you're saying. We are an oppressed people, and us women today, although we are very highly educated and very capable of getting a lot of these jobs that we are in done, we also have to understand when it comes down to the Black man, they picking us over them. We're not a threat. They are. So black men may need a little more help because they're not getting the jobs that they could be getting or should be getting because they're just as qualified. But because we're less of a threat to their hierarchy, they're not looking at us as we don't scare them like the black man do. So yeah, some black men aren't making more money. Some black men do find it a waste of time to go to college. And if we as black women could understand that, I think us as a community will be better off.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I agree with that too. I mean, I've been a witness to black men in my life, family members, where these are educated men, college graduates, skilled experts, and they're putting these applications in, and, day by day, month by month, year by year, they're getting passed by. I don't know if any of you have been witness to it, but I was just wondering, is that why black men feel like there's maybe they don't feel the same way about the education system as we do? Is it because of those experiences? Can anybody share or give any thoughts behind that? It's because of those experiences. But if black men was a little bit nicer and his attitude was more flexible and he was pro-black woman, we will assist him. But because he said, you share me with the next woman, I don't give a fuck how you feel. So fuck off and figure it out, my nigga.
Trauma.
Take women out. I don't think black men are scared to take women out. I think they just, don't want to be used. That's all it is. I mean, like my daughter, she said she went on a date, and it was like she said they spent like $600. I was just so shocked that they spent $600. I was like, what the fuck y'all ordered? I still couldn't believe it. So if I'm married, I don't even want to pay $600 for a dinner, and I've been to all the Ruth Chris's and all them other places. I just still to my mind, I cannot see how the hell she spent $600.
Did she spend $600 or did the date spend $600?
The date spent $600 and they ain't even together. So if that's coming at me, I'm not gonna want to do it either. I'm not gonna want to take nobody out.
So how old is your daughter?
How old did you take him after the date?
26.
She's 26.
Did she still keep dating him?
You say what now?
I said, did she continue to date that guy?
No.
She didn't like him. She didn't like him. He let her use her. He let her use her.
You asked the question why men are, asking for help. I'm just saying, if I had to pay $600, I'm asking for help. Because I'm like, why am I paying $600 for a dinner? That's all I'm saying. Y'all can make it make sense, but I just can't fathom it. Like $600. Like what?
Do you think that he was trying to? Do you think that he was overly trying to impress your daughter? Because that seems like, to me, because you can go on some of the best dates for way less than $600, right? I feel like she didn't like him. He probably wasn't funny and kept her entertained, and he overcompensated trying to be interested in her. That is what I would call love bombing. Because why? You know what I mean? Like, why?
So give me 1 second, Cherry.
If you don't even like the guy, why are you even going out with him?
Can y'all hear me? Is my mic is broke or something? It's crazy. I clearly interrupted something. I'm sorry.
Now you came in kind of low. We can hear you.
Trying to give an announcement or something. That's why I was like, oh, let me mute, because she already gave me a warning. But no, I just feel like not $600, especially if that was a first date, is too much. So that Fools Russian, y'all know how like they be like Fools Russian? $600, you should be able to date with $600, and you're just getting to know someone. Like, if they want you to spend that much, they're really not trying to get to know you. I'm sorry, I just don't think they like you like that. Look it. I've been on some awesome ass free dates. You know, I've been on some high expensive dates. I've been on freaking high in the sky dates. You know what I mean? Like, I just think that some people, they want too much, and that there's another group of people that overcompensate. Guys, take it from a woman. Listen, if a girl is asking you to have that much spend on her in the first date, she's going to be hell going forward. I'm just going to let you know.
They never shared that the girl wanted to spend him to spend that. He just said that he spent $600. He never said that his daughter wanted the guy to spend $600 on her.
I wanted to ask the speaker who was talking about his daughter. How do you pronounce your name? Osarge?
Osarge.
Osarge.
Osarge, like I'm an old person.
Does your daughter still live with you?
Yeah, she said that.
And that's interesting because she's still under your covering. So
You're
I
right.
would ask now, do you feel like you failed your daughter?
Hell yeah, because I tell her you shouldn't be going out with me unless you like them. If you don't even like them, why are you going out with them? But it's just like a game, it seems like.
Dang, that's crazy.
And so we want to tear out. That's the thing.
Can I please get in there? Please, can I get in there?
Yeah, Northside, you can get in there.
So, I definitely shout outs to him for taking accountability. But we also all understand that most of the time your social peer group and the culture that surrounds you is often leads to your direct behavior. Oftentimes your parents' lessons don't kick in until you're a parent also, and then you're like, oh damn, that's what my mama was talking about.
Can I say something real quick?
Of course, King Mark.
Men should not pay for dates unless these women are virgins. Men should not wait for sex unless she's a virgin. And I land my plane.
You people in trouble.
Oh my God.
I have everybody in trouble.
Northside, do you have any kids?
Yeah, I have a 6-year-old. And yeah, so a lot of lessons that I picked up on, I didn't really pick up on them till I tried to apply them to him. So I could see how, your kid probably won't pick up on a lot of the lessons until they actually are mistakes that they actually make. Oftentimes that's how human nature works.
I mean, but by then it's too late.
Not really.
You said the first kid, and what if, the lesson that you need to be married, before sex or even before procreation, that's already done away. So do you think that that's actually healthy,
I don't think it's healthy. I just think it's life. I think hindsight is 20/20, and that's just life. And no, it's not healthy, but that is reality.
I agree. I think a lot of people, unfortunately, have to bump their head. Young people, respectfully, can be hard-headed sometimes, and sometimes they have to learn by their own experiences, even when they've been shown, told, and things have been demonstrated for them. But unfortunately, sometimes, like I think it was Northside said, hindsight is 20/20. My dad used to tell me, even if you don't understand what I'm saying, just listen, and you might be able to apply it later. So I think a lot of times, in some cases, that's what happens for some people.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that as well.
Adults, like, you know what I mean? My bad. So when we're talking about kids now, that's the thing. Like, I would say, like, he said his daughter was 26. 26 is when you're coming around about to, like, maybe a couple years younger than that, about what you actually want in a partner, or, what you want if you're in a relationship. But when you're over that 26 age, you're crossing into 30s, people are dealing with whole grown adults, and they're trying to give people these. You just met a person, you want to mold and bend and shape them into who you want them to be. That's just not realistic, just the same way you would look at a child and be like, you're molding this kid in the way that you would want them to go. They have
and
to.
And that's why I asked him, did he fail her? Because at 26, still been under his covering, you should start questioning yourself as a parent. And I hear the whole, you gotta, bump your head to learn a lesson. Like, I've been there, done that. And, I agree that I didn't learn a lot of lessons or appreciate, because I learned those lessons. I didn't appreciate the lessons that I was taught until I had my own, children. And that's what I would say in regards to that. But when, I'm not sure who mentioned that, but I think we got to unlearn behavior like that. And, if that is not sinking through to our kids, we need to redirect a different route of teaching, so they can be instilled in them before they make the wrong decision. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about, 10, 11 years old, start putting this in their head, what they should do to be a wife, to be a husband, and me, myself, or as a woman, I can't tell my son, I can never tell my son how to be a man, you know what I'm saying? But, y'all dads out there, y'all can do y'all part instead of saying that, they're not going to learn their lesson till they have kids, because by then it's going to be way too late and they could just do their best with their kids. And I understand that parenting don't come with a handbook, but like, we on a networking app, we're feeding off of each other, we can learn from one another. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't agree with, that form of teaching.
21 outraged about a $600 date. I'm just curious.
I done had a couple of those. I ain't doing that shit no more.
Bet not.
What are y'all doing?
I ain't had one.
I've been on a $600 date.
What are y'all
paying for cat? They paying for cat. $600 date. Was it just dinner though? Like, was it just dinner alone? Because I've taken myself out. I've taken my very favorite restaurant is called Black and Blue. I love it, love it, love it there, right? And just myself, I'm spending like $150 just to
cheap.
eat. You know what I'm saying? No, real shit. It's
No,
not. That ain't cheap for just yourself. It's not cheap because you got to think about seating. I gotta tip out for my bottle. I gotta tip out for my chef to come to my table. Like, these are things that you want a good experience, right? So I know that when me and my homeboy, like if me and my homeboy, like we gather for dinner, we're spending like at least $350 just together, and we're splitting the bill together because we just cool. But we have like, so is it just on food? $600, is it just on food? Because mind you, my restaurant that I love so much is a very 6-star restaurant. Like, it's very up there, upper echelon. So are y'all only spending it on food? Because I think old Sarge was saying that they just went out to eat. So are y'all doing any other entertainment or events for the 600? Like, what's that?
I don't know what she did, but a 6-star restaurant, I never seen one of them. I heard of one of them before, so you gotta please explain on that one. But all she said was a date. It doesn't even matter. They went to the movies or hotel, whatever. I'm still thinking in my mind, $600. And you don't even like this joker like that? I'm just like, wow.
Didn't I say I don't think she liked him? Because no girl that really likes you is even really caring about where you take her. If she got chemistry with you, she actually likes you. You know what I mean? You ain't making her feel no type of creepy vibes. I just think that some men are overcompensating because they don't have good personality, and they wind up getting mad at those girls that never call them back. I'm sorry, I just feel like that. Because I don't really see men complaining about.
That's what I'm trying to get y'all to see.
Ballerina, yeah. Did you want to go?
Yeah, I just wanted to ask Mr. Steve a question.
What's up?
Did you plan a date?
Yup, or they ask to go there, but it's always one of them restaurants that don't post the motherfucking prices of the food. You get there and they be like, it's 18 or 20% gratuity and shit like that.
So
Damn.
Did you feel ashamed to ask her to pay? Like,
I didn't ask her to pay.
No, I'm saying, did you feel ashamed? Because I know you got pissed off when you seen the bill, right?
I said, damn, what the fuck?
So did you ask her, was she willing to go Dutch?
No.
Why not?
Because I was married.
He wanted to get that pussy at the
end of the night. Because I was married. I ain't never met no strange woman that I don't fuck with, or I'm on the first or second date with.
I got a question, Uncle One Pump. I got a follow-up question. did you end up fucking after that date or no?
He was
You
married.
know I got the after the damn day.
And that was the reason why you paid that tab, because you couldn't risk you asking her
Guaranteed.
to go because you wanted that. Oh, y'all.
He already had dedicated coon coon.
He don't count. You don't count. I'm sorry, mister. Like, I love that for you and your wife, but you don't count.
No, I didn't
No,
know
it
that.
counts because her statement still stands. He was getting something after that 600. So her statement is valid. Sorry.
That's his wife's code.
It don't matter. The statement is valid. His guaranteed kakuku.
In old Sergeant's case, like he said, his daughter went on a trip, or went on a date. They spent $600, and he said his daughter don't even really like the
Now that's
like
the
that.
that's the crazy
So
one.
what I'm saying is, when a woman is making them, especially listen, good trick for y'all guys, right? I tell my brother to do this. When a girl asks you to go to a particular restaurant, one, research it, and then get back with her and ask her what is her favorite dish on their menu. This is when you can tell if a bitch has actually even been there by herself. Because a lot of them be asking y'all to do things for them that they can't even provide for themselves. I tell my little brother all the time, ask her what's her favorite dish at that restaurant. Mm-hmm. If she can't give you a dish that she can order when y'all get in there, she ain't never been there before. You know what I'm saying? She wanted you to do something for her that she can't do for herself, and that's on period. But for y'all, the rest of y'all men, women that like y'all, we don't really care for you to spend all that much, because, you know, fools rush in. This is why these men be complaining, because they was the fool that rushed in instead of taking that $600 and dating her over like
let me slow you down. Let me slow you down.
Hold on, real quick. You can't really compare the points of the two situations, because we didn't ask old Sarge about, you know, the encounter that happened after the date. And with all due respect, you know, we're not going to ask because that's his daughter. So we're going to ask.
I asked him. Did you talk to him?
But anyway, look, real quick, Jerry, please don't cut me off, babe. We're going to move it off that conversation just so, I mean, we could still make it the conversation just to speak in general and get it off his daughter, just to be respectful, okay?
Well, I have a question to the whole room, but I definitely want the men to answer. Why is it a problem if a woman wants to go somewhere that she's never been before? Like, she's asking got to take her somewhere she's never been. Like, why is that such a problem? If I can do all these things by myself, shouldn't a relationship or whatever benefit me in a way to upgrade myself, do something different, and vice versa? If the man is in my life, he's going to experience some things he hasn't experienced. So why is that a problem?
It can be viewed as predatory if it's not coming from the right place. So if you're looking at men and using these men as candidate as a means to financially come up on items that you usually don't procure during your normal financial lifestyle, then yes, it could be looked at as predatory behavior, because you are actually procuring items and experiences that you actually can't afford. For example, if you normally eat Burger King, but you're telling all these niggas that you don't really like, that you always eat at Perry's Steakhouse or Steak 48, it could be seen as slightly predatory behavior. And that's up to your moral compass to decide where you want to go with it.
So as long as she likes the man, it's okay. She likes him. She don't mind, reciprocating. That's okay.
I mean, me personally, I was going to tell her that I only like women that say, hey, you pick the date, because now you let me get in my masculine energy. You let me choose what price range I feel like taking you to. Now I can ask you, what's your dietary options? So I like it when the woman puts the ball in my court. So I don't really know much about women picking restaurants. However,
and I think every woman should, to see how he thinks of you, value you, and
right,
what
exactly.
his life is like. I'm going to
exactly.
To my work. So
that's gender roles being played out properly. Now, in this case where we're talking about, I don't have much experience. I would allow one of the other fellas to please input on what you would do in a situation where the woman's picking any type of restaurant, because I have zero experience with that one.
Hey, can I get it real quick? All right,
Where's Jared?
Yeah. I'm on my break, so I've been listening all day. So,
but your mic is fucked up.
And you're flying a kite, my brother? Are you in a windy field full of lilies?
Hey, y'all can hear me better?
Okay.
Yeah.
You back inside?
Yeah, you good.
All right, bet. So I've been listening to y'all. I'm at work and shit, so my bad about that. But if a woman like suggesting you to where she finna go, honestly, she don't even really like you for real, bro. Like every day I done went on, and I'm 27. Every day I done went on, I'm the one who picked the place. I'm the one who, you know what I'm saying. I don't like, I don't like dictate where we finna go and shit. But if I want a woman, I'm gonna go up to her and I'm gonna suggest shit. If it's not good enough for her standards, then hey, we just gonna have to, we gonna have to go on about our business. But at the end of the day, if the girl picking places and shit, especially shit that's like out of your price, not out of your price range, but like absurd price range, especially for a first, second, third date, the girl don't like you, bro. It's just that simple.
Yeah, I've never picked a place to go out to eat or anything like that ever. I don't plan the dates.
I muted you up, Oslarge. I'm not sure what's going on your end, but you fucked up, man.
How can we say she don't like you? Because in 2026, motherfuckers is flying out for a first fucking date. They flying from fucking Kansas to motherfucking North Carolina to go on a first fucking date. Who is doing that? Who is you seen somebody do that? I hope people that date people out of state.
How many people that tell me they getting flued out by men that they barely know? That's not a date. That's a fucking engagement for sex. The hell? Like, what are we doing?
So everybody that meets somebody out of state, that's all they just make meeting up for an engagement to fuck.
Listen, y'all already started off fun weekend.
I'm about to say if we finna fly out to each other, something finna
going down.
Ain't no way I would suggest
no, thank you.
No,
ain't no man in his right mind flying about and not thinking they not about to get some.
I would be expecting to get my back blown out.
There is a small delusional demographic of women that do think that they can get free flights, free food, and not get fucked. And it's going viral all over the place. There is a small demographic of delusional women that actually do participate in that behavior. They call it long distance dating, and she got flued out. And yeah, she gets flued out, and then she wants to see what the vibe is like, and she's trying to catch a vibe. And yeah, and that should be crazy.
Flued out is not long distance dating. It's flying over territories to get some buns. Okay? Let's be clear. That is not a long distance relationship. Long distance relationship means that y'all have been talking on the phone. Y'all already did a couple of dates. Y'all traveling back and forth to visit each other because y'all already have a long standing relationship that just happens to be long distance. Getting flued out to a perfect stranger's location to go to an Airbnb is not a long distance relationship. It is not a first date. That is you're engaging for grown up activities. And on the other end of that, somebody's expecting some kind of outcome. We're not going to play stupid here. And for the women that are saying that they're getting it, some women are. They just that bad, And the men that are doing it to them women, for the women that are just that bad, they got so much money, they could write that shit off on their fucking business. You feel me? So like I said, those that can, they're doing it without complaining about it. And some of the girls that are getting flowed out and these men are complaining because some of these women, they're getting the flights and they're going not to see the nigga that paid for the flight, but they going to see a whole nother nigga.
Yeah, it's a victimless prostitution. It's a victimless high class prostitution market that people don't give a fuck about, but it's definitely happening.
It's definitely happening. So like I said, when people talk about these dates and we're talking about grown individuals, some of y'all be talking like y'all preschool, y'all puppy loving on grown ass adults. Like, I don't see why women, if you really like a man, what is so wrong with going Dutch and speaking about going Dutch before you even get to this date? Because aren't you getting to know that person and that person is getting to know you, right? So you should equally be wanting to get to know each other. And that's why I said people got the game fucked up about dating because if you don't know me and I don't know you, and this is our first time linking up, why can't I pay for my meal? Because when I go to this when I go over here to this go-kart thing, baby, I'm gonna pay my money to have just as much fun as you're gonna have to pay your money. Like, what's wrong with having equal experiences where we both separate and still feel good about each other because nobody overexerted themselves in financing on the first date? This is why people don't get a call back. You feel me? People don't get a call back.
And if I don't want to fool with you, I don't owe you anything. If I want to walk away from this date and never call you, I don't owe you anything. I always said that on the first day of meet and greet, everyone should pay for themselves. Because just in case if I don't like you, I don't want to vibe with you, I don't want to feel weird like I owe you anything. I don't want to feel bad out of your money. Hey, I showed up, I ate, you ate, we want to vibe again. Okay, then we can discuss who paid, whatever. But on a meet and greet, I pay for myself because I may just want to, I just want to go ahead and get up. I don't even want to sit here no more than 5 minutes. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and pay my tab and go. You have a good day.
Stunning. I think to my next question. I'm sorry, Miss Candace. I always said that when you're just like, I think this is a healthy way to date, is to plan not to date for, like, not to be on that date with the person longer than 2 hours. Like, I think that's a healthy time frame to try to get to know someone. And then, like, after that 2 hours, the comfortability of you still wanting to be around that person, it'll grow on you. But to just plan like a time frame, I think that's good because you're not like making a person annoyed, like, oh, well, are they ready to leave yet? You know what I'm saying? I think people should be direct in the way that they want to date, and going Dutch is the way to keep yourself safe on both sides.
So I have a different perspective. I just kind of feel that if money is an issue, don't date on either side, right? So, and then also don't expect anyone to do more than you could do for self. So I never really put so much thought into dating in that way because it's kind of like typically women are to be courted, right? Women are typically asked out, right? And so I would never want a man to ask me out if money was an issue, even by way of him feeling a way if he had to pay for me. But I guess with my mindset is that if I had to choose whatever, which I never do, if a man asks me where do I want to go, I redirect it in his ball court or in his court, because I would never want a man to do whatever. I don't know. I think it was Northside talking, me asking for a restaurant very extravagantly and then him feeling away and blah, 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 blah. No, I want you to tell me what value you place on me as a man. Right? I want men to lead in that way. But I've never put so much thought into dating because, again, if a man has an issue with paying, don't date. If you don't have the money, don't date. And I think it's just that simple.
Yeah,
he can have the money, but
agree.
it's still not fair for him to go on date after date after date after date, and it may not go anywhere. So how many women, how much money is he going to spend, and it continues to not go anywhere? So I think it's just fair. You know what I'm saying? It's just forcing him to pay, or is he offering?
Yeah, and you said the first date. I didn't know you meant like date after date, like y'all are dating each other, and now.
No, when I say date after date, I mean if he continues to pay for multiple women, he going to date with Sarah,
like a serial dater. But serial dater seems like a trick to me, though. That's why it's a valid question what Bali asked, though. Is he being forced to pay for the date? Because he's just giving out his money and he's leading with his wallet. He must want. I mean, yeah, I hear a lot of misuse going on, but it's like the tricks they want to be used. So, what do you say to that?
Slow down, Jane. Well, think about what Candace said. If we're in a traditional dating market,
slow down, Jane.
listen. Okay. I'm acting like king right now. If we're in a traditional dating market, normally men naturally pay for dates anyway. So if I'm naturally open on the dating market, then I would naturally be paying for dates, and it would definitely become a strain on me. So when I do run into a stunner that offers to go Dutch, it would actually be a breath of fresh air, and she may get a leg up on some of the other women.
That should make your selecting easier. You should only be
be a duck one time. You know
I
what
agree,
I'm saying?
but
You shouldn't be out here serial dating for the same hypergamous woman. Once you see that woman who want to go Dutch or even offer to pay for you and her meal, then you should start selecting women like that. That should be a part of your vetting process before you even take a woman
James,
out. Instead of being so hypersexual, leading with your wallet to get some pussy, because you can do a lot of vetting over the phone. You can do a lot of vetting in social media.
I
You can
agree.
have a lot of encounters with each other to establish a rapport with each other before you even know who the fuck you taking on a date. So if you don't want to be misused, vet properly. That's what I'm saying.
No, it's not, I agree, but what I'm saying is, even within the natural structure of the dating world, when you do run across somebody that's willing to go Dutch, it's still a breath of fresh air, regardless of how you frame it. That's all I was saying.
Yeah, I'm sure it will be a breath of fresh air, but I think I would have to side on Jane with this, because my thought process is, I mean, what are you doing in the interim prior to dates? See, I'm a little old school. You're not about to talk to me for 5 months before you take me on a date. I mean, I probably done lost interest by week 2, to be honest. But what I'm saying is that if you as a man don't have the money, or if you have the money but you don't find that it's beneficial to habitually date, become creative. And then you can also weed out the bad apples, like come a date where money is very limited. There's coffee dates. There are, I don't fucking know, library dates or some shit.
I agree. I agree.
heard the women
However, the
complaining about
stunners and the
coffee
cherries of the
dates.
world still bring flowers to the men, because it still takes pressure off the men. Regardless of how you frame it, yes, we can do all that shit, and we do. And what we do is limit our shots, because we're not just, once you become a serial dater, like you want to call it, no, then we limit it, and then we become reclusive, because it's more financially, smart to do that. But yeah, it's still, the cherries and the stunners of the world still bring a refreshing light to the dating world by evening it out. I mean, y'all making 60, 80K. Y'all were just bragging about all the degrees y'all got in the other room. So, I mean, it takes a little pressure off the fellas. That's all.
Right, but I think where it becomes tricky for me, and I'll move out the way. I know it's a big room. Is that what we out on this is teachings, right? And I think that what you talking about? And I think that certain teachings of to certain women is just hard to kind of change mindset to this new way of dating, right? I don't know how many women whose father told her to have men seek her out and then she pay for the men. I don't know. I could be wrong. Now, I do understand that you don't accept extravagant shit and nothing is free and blah, 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 blah. But, I mean, where is courting? Like, is that gone? Is chivalry gone? Like, what the hell going on? And what I also do think is y'all men conflate the hoes with women who can actually bring value. And I think the discernment is very limited. And I think that's where y'all could be dropping the ball.
Hoes and regular women, these so-called good women look just
y'all gotta move y'all hand. It's okay. Move your toupee. It's
I just want to know why these non-virgins requiring dating. Dating is for virgins. Why are these non-virgins trying to be dating and shit? That shit is past y'all. Courting stage is past y'all. Non-virgins shouldn't be looking for no dates. That shit is for virgins, man. That shit is not for non-virgins. Why are they trying to make the shit so complicated? Because they're non-virgins. That's why the shit is all complicated like that. But why is the non-virgins trying to date is my question.
Because our leaders set standard, right? So maybe that should be a brotherhood conference to ask your brotherings, right?
No.
Why are they courting women who are not virgins?
These women ain't got no leaders. So why is they out there trying to date? They're non-virgins. Why are they actually out there trying to require dates?
Because they're looking for leaders. And your leader and your fellow brothers are paying for dates
leadership
with non-virgins.
Non-virgins. It's not handed to virgins. It's handed to virgins, not non-virgins.
What?
Leadership is for virgins, not non-virgins.
Oh.
Where is
that's new?
No, that ain't new. That's been going on. These women out there slanging pussy and shit. Next thing you know, they want to be treated like virgins and brought on dates and shit. No, that shit is for virgins, not non-virgins.
Okay, so if dates should be exclusive to virgins, then how much should a man make for him to have access to that to date that said virgin?
Wait, say that shit again.
If dates are exclusive to only virgins, how much should a man be required to make to have access to said virgin?
He should be able to make enough to take care of himself. Cause when she bring her ass in, she gonna add to what he got.
Man, shut the fuck up because all y'all lesbian.
You should have some. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Shut the fuck up because y'all be fucking.
I'm about to say, she didn't even cash her ticket.
Oh my God, I'm crying.
Hello. I do got a genuine question to what Candace was saying about the chivalry, though. So, at what point should we start doing the chivalry? Like, are we going to show up to every single date with flowers in hands, or show up to every single date with a gift, or opening doors and doing all that? Or should we only start showing that at a certain point in time when the woman is worthy?
Well, that should be second nature. And then again, it's several steps that you have to do before. It's several steps that you should do before you just take anything and everything out on a date. You should court that woman first, it's not that hard. Like, y'all can tell a hoe, well, unless it's y'all really that dizzy that y'all can't tell a hoe from a mile away. You know what I'm saying? Like, unless you just want to date the women to get pussy, because most women are transactional, and they don't want to ask directly for money, so you're going to pay them through dating them, so you can see what that pussy be like. Like, let's be for real. You niggas is not all. I'm sorry. You men, most of you men are not out here serial dating to find a wife. You serial dating to get some pussy, and that's just what it is. I digress.
So we supposed to, Jane, within the first 2 weeks, we supposed to know the total character of this woman in the first 2 weeks, because Candace said if we ain't went on a date the first 2 weeks,
no, you're not supposed to know.
That's what I'm saying.
You truly don't know who a person is until 6 months after living with that person. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll be married 12 years in August, and my husband changed like the damn wind. You hear me? Like, you just never know. You know what I'm saying? However, you can do process of elimination and eliminate the bad weeds. It's like, be a risk taker if you want to, that's fine. But you can less your options out, because you're going to be the one that got duck written on their face. You know what I'm saying? Keep letting a woman trick you out your bag when that could have been invested in something else, or you know what I'm saying, in your plan or purpose, instead of just out here buying pussy, because that's really what y'all doing, and y'all know that's what y'all doing. Y'all just naive because y'all not out here looking for no wives. Y'all not moving like y'all want to be husbands.
But Jane, that's men gotta pay for pussy. Men gotta pay for pussy when it comes to these virgins too. See, what happened was these non-virgins are the ones that kill chivalry. They kill that shit, because the minute you ask them about their body count, men have the option to get up and walk away from the fucking table, but women don't want to have that conversation because they know they don't fit the description. Dating is for non-virgins. Dating is for virgins. Chivalry is for virgins. It's not for the non-virgins. A lot of these women, they actually disqualify themselves when they actually racked up these body counts. So you don't get a lot of shit that's allocated for virgins. No, you don't get that. You don't get chivalry. You don't get, we don't expect women to be modest. You don't get dates paid for you and shit like that because you're non-virgins. All that shit was for virgins, not non-virgins.
Right. So is there any highly sought out men here? Because there is a woman born. How many women born every day? So 18-year-old. How many women that are 18 turning 18, right? Y'all looking for 18-year-old virgins. You should be
most of them 18-year-olds ain't virgins.
Okay, but we're not talking about them. We're talking about the virgins. We're going to stick to the ones that's virgins, right? these highly sought out men, right, should be able to gain the affections of these virgins. So I would ask, how many men on the stage right now have access to 18-year-old virgins?
Why are you trying to come up with an unrealistic hypothetical?
No, because you keep hollering virgins. So
because y'all actually requiring shit that's allocated for virgins. Dating is for virgins.
No.
Dating is for virgins. Paying for dates is for virgins. Waiting on the boxes for virgins. That's not for non-virgins. Why is y'all doing that?
You can't talk about a demographic of women that you don't have access to. It makes no sense to talk about a demographic of women
it don't make that unrealistic hypothetical don't make no sense.
Access to it. I'm questioning him as a man. I'm sorry. At his big old age, keep talking about virgins, talk about dating and courtship and chivalry. Dating is for grown folks. All right, puppy love is for children. Puppy love is for children.
Not for y'all.
Dating is for grown folks. Children don't know how to date.
So why y'all even trying to pit yourself against these women? Y'all not virgins. We not doing that.
You a creep to keep talking about these virgins over the age of 35.
Look, I don't know if you got the rules or what. Hold on, I got her. I don't know if she got the rules, but I'm that dude that you shouldn't personally attack on the stage. I did not call your name. So if you want to be rude like that, you might have to end up paying to come back up on stage. This shit here is crazy. If you get triggered, just leave. Don't leave quietly, just leave. This shit right here is stupid, man.
Hey,
we trying to have a...
I'm sorry, King Mark. You can come up at 211, Terry.
Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Ron Entrepreneur. How's everybody doing, man?
What's up, Ron?
We here.
Speak to the title of something you heard.
Yeah, I'm fine. I know I've been MIA. I've been coming back on just a little bit, but I've been listening to this conversation. What's up, your King, James, Mr. Candace? That's the homie. What's up, Candace? January, Ballerina. So I'm gonna say this. Some of y'all gonna agree with me, and some of y'all don't. Some of y'all know my spiel already, so some of y'all know what I'm about to say. So I'm gonna say this: there's no right or wrong way to court/date. Just literally isn't, because it's all based upon opinions that have somehow become a way for men. No, I'm not gonna word it that way. It's rooted in opinions that many people have agreed to go by, which have become quote unquote a standard based upon an opinion, which doesn't make it fact. And the thing we have to remember is not to present how to court as an actual fact. I was listening to the brother King because I knew exactly where he was coming from, and I don't think some people in here caught it. When he said that dating and courtship is for virgins, he took it all the way back. I know that's where I know that. King, before I continue, am I wrong about that? All right, he probably not near his phone. He took it all the way back to this. There was a time when a man was interested in a woman, he would go to the father. The father would then request a dowry because it would be looked at as an exchange. And within that exchange, the daughter had to be a virgin. The dowry was made. Either the man had it or he didn't, or he found a way to get it. He presented it to the father. The dowry was accepted. They had a ceremony. I'm sorry, not a ceremony right away. The agreement was made. At that point, they became espoused, what we call today being engaged. If he wasn't fully set to take the daughter from out of the home, he had roughly about a year to get all of his affairs in order according to the agreement that they made. Then they had a public ceremony that we nowadays call a wedding. And part of that ceremony was that she wore white as a symbolism of her purity. When they consummated the marriage and she bled, because her hymen wasn't supposed to have broken. We know hymens can break even if you don't engage in sex. Well, some of us do. Some of us don't know that. But if you don't know, you know now. And she bled, right, on the white sheets within the whiteness, not race, rather, just the color of the surroundings. Then that was like an evidence or proof that she was a virgin. So when King was talking about courtship and dating is for virgins, some people may not know the history to understand where he was coming from with that. And I don't know if you're back at the phone, King, or not, but if I'm wrong, you or you could just interrupt me and stop me in my tracks. I'm going to keep going. Throughout the course of years, whether it's 100 years, 200 years, 500 years, 2,000 years, the concept of courtship, dating has changed. It has a lot of similarities in different cultures and regions and places throughout the world, but it's not exact. People don't even understand that the whole chivalry aspect wasn't rooted in courtship or dating. It was rooted in knighthood, about noble men who were knighted, and they conducted themselves a certain way because they were of prestige and honor and pedigree. Somehow their conduct and way of life matriculated into society as a conduct of how people are to treat people in general. And within that came the chivalrous aspect towards men, towards women, and vice versa. Because the women were raised a certain way and the men were a certain way. So it wasn't one-sided about men towards women. It was both ways. But a lot of people don't talk about both sides. They only talk about the one side, how men were towards men. I mean, I'm sorry, I said that completely wrong, how men were towards women. But it was actually a double-sided thing. Now let's go into 2026, 1980, whatever the case may be. People talk about tradition, and that's basically the rhetoric that's being spoken. Men did this and women did that. Well, let's go into history, especially for us. When were men paying for everything? On a large scale. We know some homes had it, whatever the case may be, but this was not the case. We can even just go into, once they came out of slavery, Jim Crow laws, segregation laws, what's it called? Not sharecropper. Was it sharecropping? It wasn't that. It was the one where they Caucasians were selling them the farm that they could farm on, whatever the case may be, but they was charging them outrageous money and interest.
Yes.
Yeah, sharecropping, right? So then we go into that. Then we go into the segregation laws. Then we go into the Great Depression in 1999. Then we go into World War I and World War II, where women were always in the workforce, but they just wasn't a dominant presence to be seen. We look at Rosa Parks with the boycott, right? A lot of women were boycotting. They would catch 2 or 3 buses to go from their neighborhoods to the Caucasian neighborhoods because that's where they were the maids, the cooks, the nurses, the teachers, the education of the children, the nannies, whatever the case may be. And when they had jobs in the corporate space, they were in the basement. They were in the areas where you could hardly be seen. While the Caucasian women, when they had some jobs, they were the secretaries, they were the admins, they were the phone call operators, things of that nature. And so when we look at society as a whole, this whole concept of men being these quote unquote providers in the sense that a lot of people are trying to push, it just did not exist. Can maybe some of our family members, if you go to our grandpops or whatever, maybe somebody in our family did have that. Maybe you're one of the ones who's, well, every man in my family was a provider. That's probably, that can most likely be the case. But as a large scale for the majority, it did not exist. Somehow within the last 20 years or so, this rhetoric has become a thing of phenomenon and is creating, quote unquote, and I'm doing this with air quotes, a new standard for people to go by. And because there are examples of it, they treat it as though it's been the standard throughout history or a large portion of history, and it's just not true. So I'll say this in closing. I'm not going to tell any woman on here what she's to believe. I'm not going to tell any man on here what he's to believe. But what I will say is that do you, respectfully, I wouldn't concern myself with what society says. I'm not so deep rooted in other people's opinions, traditions, whatever the case may be, that I'm going to just do that because, oh, grandpa said that, my uncle said that. Oh, out of the 10,000 men I know, let's just throw a number out there, 9,000 of them are doing this. No, I'm going to be me and do me and align myself with a woman that we have the same thing in common. It literally takes me about 3 to 6 weeks before we go out on the first date. Because you want to know why? I'm vetting. I think it's odd. Notice how I worded that. I'm not saying it's a standard for y'all. I think it's odd to go out on a date with a man or a woman and you have not vetted them against your deal breakers.